the biggest athletes have partnered with legacy shoe companies. You said, forget the shoe deal, I'm gonna make my own.
Ethics came about was just me wanting to be different. I've always been different my whole career, undrafted, finding my own niche in the NBA, sacrifice, hard work, and dedication. Those three tiers represents what ethics is for me. Another piece of why I wanted to do ethics was creating a vegan basketball shoe and to create something that was top tier.
You're
something
vegan?
Yes, I am vegan. I'm a vegan
How do
athlete,
you do
yes. I do it.
Would you sign an NBA All-Star?
I was very close. I would say that. I was very close
you
to
were
signing
close.
a few.
Oh, you always get this question asked at the gym. How those feel? You like hooping in them? That answer is your marketing tactic, or it's
Yes.
your killer. Let's go, baby. This is another episode of the Athletes and Assets podcast. I'm your host, Noah Lack, and I bring on your favorite athletes to chat about entrepreneurship and the business they're building. Today, our guest has had more than his fair share of a cup of coffee in the NBA with the Phoenix Suns, New York Knicks, New Orleans Pelicans, and more. You may have seen my guy actually with Team USA at the Olympics, and he's the co-founder of Ethics, one of the coolest shoe brands, by the way. My guy, LG Langston Galloway. LG, thanks so much for joining us, brother.
No, thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be a part of this, and let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Hey, man, you're here. You're playing right now in Italy for the Trapani Sharks, and I want to see, like, do you know something? So, how do you say, please wear my shoes in Italian?
Por favore, you would have to go backwards. So, scarpe mio. I don't know what where is. I think it would just be scarpe mio. I think that's. I'm close. I'm not sure.
Man, I will say you are pretty close.
Yeah, I'm close. I'm close.
It's per favore indosse le mie scarpe.
Okay, let me scarpe. Okay.
And I might be botching that, but like that was you got the hang of it. So clearly you've gotten prepared.
Yeah, I've learned a lot of Italian thus far. I can get by. I can understand more than I can speak it. So, I tell everybody esto imparare, which means I'm learning every day. I'm just piano is an everyday thing. So,
hey, prego, grazie mille, prego. That's my favorite word. Everyone says prego everywhere, bro. Like, damn.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, hey, it's like you're welcome. It's like, come on, like, I mean, all the Italian words mean multiple different things in multiple different ways. So it's good.
Yeah, and the last one is basta. Stop.
Basta,
That's my favorite.
Stop. Basta.
Basta. So when those guys shooting the ball too much and they ain't giving you just gotta tell them a little basta, bro. Basta. Swing that thing.
Yeah.
Swing that thing. Well, this is I'm excited to jump into it, man. You have an incredibly unique story and what you're building. I think first, man, for those who don't know, you've had a really awesome hoop career and you have a really interesting perspective. I mean, I just mentioned that you were helping out Team USA with the Olympics this past summer. You've been in the NBA. You've hit big shots. Like, you've done a lot of stuff. I guess let me start here, Langston. Like, what are some of these? What are some memories the past couple years that stick out to you?
I mean, the first couple of, I don't want to get all the way into it, but number one, obviously playing against Kobe, that was a special moment for me because of everything that he embodies. Like that really is kind of stuck to my mantra of everything that I've kind of built over my career and what I live by on a day-to-day basis. Every single day, there's things that Kobe did that stick with me. So that's definitely important to me. And then I think the second thing is just being able to live out my dreams. There's been so many people that have doubted me over my career, not being able to make it to the NBA, undersized. You name it, the list kind of goes on, and I've proved everybody wrong to make it in the NBA, number one, and stick around for 8 years. So that was truly just a journey that I've enjoyed. And in these last 2 years have been in the Italian league, and I'm enjoying being over here playing professionally in another country, learning a new language, and also too to have my family with me. Like that's special. That's the third thing that's special to me is like having my family with me. Having 2 kids, my son is 6, my daughter's 3. For them to see me playing basketball at a high level, not even at home, but in another country, them to be learning another language, myself, my wife learning another language. It's been nothing but just true joy every single step of the way.
How did your kids feel about going to Italian school? I mean, it's pretty crazy.
You know what's funny? The first couple of days last year when we first started them in Italian school, they were kind of hesitant. People didn't really speak the language. Obviously, he was trying to understand the dynamic of like, all right, well, I speak, and what his quote unquote word was I speak American. I don't speak English. And I'm like, okay, all right. You're telling the students and the teachers that you speak American. Okay. But then, over time, I think that he started like wanting to learn more about the language. The teachers kind of understood where he was at, and then we put him in basketball, put him in calcio, which is football over here, and he really dove in and really wanted to learn. And then my daughter, she started doing dance, and it was an all Italian dance class. So yeah, no, they both have really been nothing but residual. Just with everything that they've done over here, and now they're kind of getting that second dose of it. So I hope by the time we leave this time, it's like they really have the language down pack and can really speak and have some friends.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And back to the NBA journey, man. I mean, there's not many guys from the boot in the NBA, man. It's a
No,
small
no.
Louisiana fraternity. Baton Rouge, or is that a
Baton Rouge, yep. Baton
Baton
Rouge,
Rouge?
yep,
It's like Baton
yep.
Rouge. It's not Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge. Come on, baby. Yeah, yeah, baby. Yeah, bro. Half of Houston is from New Orleans, bro. So I know about
Yes,
the boot,
yes,
man.
yes. Yep, yep, yep. And now it's been so many guys that have come through, have played in the NBA. I mean, I don't want to just say Baton Rouge, but in Louisiana in general. And I'm just excited to see, the next crop of guys. Just to give a shout out for a couple guys, Skylar Mays,
Yeah.
that's still in the league. Garrett Temple, that's still in the league. I mean, they got a few guys that's from Baton Rouge that have kind of stuck along. Kelly Oubre, he's from New Orleans, so
Man,
there's,
Kelly
there's,
played
there's
in
been
Houston most of the time. And Kelly,
yeah,
Kelly
but
was
he's
most.
still from Louisiana, so it counts. It counts.
That
So
is not. I don't know if that. Okay.
it counts. It counts. It counts. Yeah. Katrina replaced a lot of people, so that's where
Yeah.
you get a lot of the dynamic of like people just being all over the place. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that's it's special to be
No, for
part of one of many.
No, for sure. Is there when you were like throughout your time in the NBA, are there some guys that you held on to, looked up to for what they were doing business wise off the court?
Yeah, Thad Young is one guy
Of
that
course.
my brother. He's always helped out anytime I need help or need advice. He always gives it to me. And business when it comes to updating my brand, updating my different things that I have going on off the court. Him, DJ Augustine is another one that has really
Now that's
been
H Town. That's real
influential.
H Town guy.
Yeah, yeah, but he's from New Orleans too. But it is what it is.
All right.
Um, yeah, DJ. I'm trying to think who else. Derrick Rose is another one, just retired. Man, what a hell of a career that he had.
Man, shout
That's
out
my
D
guy.
Rose.
Yeah, big shout out, big shout out.
What's Derek been doing off the court? What is he building or investing in? Have you been
He he's
seeing?
got some stuff. He got some stuff. I don't want to give away too many of his details, but he got some big stuff coming. He got some
Uh
big stuff coming. He's working on.
okay, so he's working on some stuff.
Yes,
Is there
yes.
anything you can mention while like previously that he's been working on that
I'll,
that
I'll say I'll say the one thing that I have that he probably would love for especially for me to talk about. Well, two things. He's big into art, so he's been collecting a
okay.
lot of big art pieces.
Okay.
Been putting them in his house. He's been doing different things with different artists all over the world. And then the second thing is chess. He's doing a lot of things uh, kids that look like us, like that will never get opportunity to play chess or understand chess, the
Mm,
game, and not saying that it's just like, hey, we're playing a game and like that, but it's more so impactful about life. Not
yeah.
not moving too fast, making the right decisions, thinking before you move. Like it's chess is a really important game for a lot of different people, and it really goes a long ways.
So D Rose is working on like a after school program or like an
Yes.
organization that encourages.
Organization that he's building with chess. Yeah, so he's doing that right now. So I'm truly excited for what he has going on, I mean, they have so many other guys that are being impactful around the league. But yeah, no, those are just a few that I've been in contact with as of recently to help me out for sure.
Have you played him in chess? Is he a good chess player?
He's a hell of a chess player. I haven't
Okay.
played against him. Haven't played against him. Haven't had time. Every time we've been hanging out as a family, we kind of just do the things for the kids, like hang out with the kids, let them play. So, but we definitely talk. Like I said, we definitely talk about business a lot more than what I would have thought. When we first started, becoming real close.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine those D Rose commercials when they're throwing roses
Man,
in the stadium, and
unbelievable.
instead of the bull coming out, it's D Rose in the middle playing the Magnus Carlsen in the chess match with the no, it's
Unbelievable.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. And so here's what I've seen Langston is like because so much money is flowing in the NBA these days, and guys are making more than ever. We've seen from our perspective, I've seen that to me, it's been a whole graduation class of entrepreneurs. So like all
Yep.
these guys in the league are building and doing their own stuff. Did
Hmm.
you catch the entrepreneurial bug in college, in the league? Where I guess even before you decided ethics was your next company, was there a moment like, oh shoot, I can build a business while I'm playing? Like that's possible? Okay.
So initially, when I first started just being interested about it, I would say that's probably in college. Not in the sense of like off the court things, but just my interest was peaked. I went to college. I got 2 degrees, sports marketing communication. So I kind of just got peaked there from the sense of like understanding the dynamic of like how sports works and like the dimensions of like what goes on behind the scenes and how these different brands or in the locker rooms. You look at the Powerades, the Gatorades, like all these brands that are in the locker rooms for athletes, and you're like, man, like, well, what do they do to get in the locker room, and how do they maneuver and different things like that? And so when I got to the league, I just built a lot of relationships with hey, just going out there and spending time with people. And that's the most valuable thing that I can say I've given over these last 11 years of my professional career is my time, being able to go out, meeting different people, being in the right place, right time, and it's paid off. It's gotten me in a lot of doors that I would have thought I'd be in, but the opportunity to see so many doors open for me off the court, which I have about, if I had to think, probably about 7 to 10 investments off the court that
Nice.
that have paid off, that have done really well. So, and it's been nothing but the people that have been around me that have kind of led me in the right direction, and then also too, like coming overseas, like and I'll put this out there real quick is like um, my biggest decision to come overseas and play was not necessarily just about the basketball, but more so about the just relationships to build overseas and understand, what the dynamic is overseas. And a big part of that was Kyle Hines. He just retired as well this past year, but huge
Yeah, I know
athlete
Kyle.
that been played internationally for a number of years, and he's the most prestigious American to ever come overseas and play. And I'll say he's been a big impact on my life to kind of get me in those doors to understand the dynamic of like, hey, it's not just in the states where you can kind of make a lot of things happen, but you can also make stuff happen overseas as well. So yeah, no, that's been a huge benefactor of everything I've done.
Yeah, that's awesome. Forget the shoe deal. I'm gonna make my own. Not verbatim, but founding ethics, man. This is so interesting to me. I mean, because even like the biggest athletes, have partnered with, you know, legacy shoe companies. You said, "Let me make my own shoe." Can you talk about the genesis of ethics? And how did this come about? And what is ethics?
Yeah, so ethics came about was just me wanting to be different. I've always been different my whole career, undrafted, um, finding my own niche in the NBA, just going down my own road. I've never been, one to follow the crowd. I've always went along against the grain, and so probably about 3, 4 years ago now, I kind of just was like, I had a niche for understanding sneakers and understanding about the dynamic of how sneakers are built, and I was very passionate about sneakers, and so I started buying a whole bunch of sneakers and cutting them up and doing different things like that,
The
and kind
streets
of
were saying you're you and PJ Tucker. You're right behind PJ and the
yeah,
sneakerheads.
I would say I probably was head to head with him probably most nights in the NBA, and people were like, they would compare us and say, "Oh, you're behind him, you're in front of him." It's just the back and forth, but it was great. It was great. I enjoyed that experience of, like I said, collecting a lot of sneakers, and now I'm actually like just understanding the dynamic of like, hey, now you can sell them and do different things with your business. Just a ton of stuff. But anyway, um, yeah, now getting into like understanding the dynamic of having the shoes and wanting to create my own shoe. I've kind of went from the bigger brands to the smaller brands to now being able to have my own shoe in hand. I was like, wow, like what can I do with this? What's the beneficiary of like me doing this, starting my own shoe? And I kind of ran with it with my designer and my wife, and was like, hey, look, let's just try to build out like a team and try to figure it out. And so, long story short, we are coming up on shoe 3 with everything that we built. Ethics is kind of the epicenter of what I'm all about. If you were to look at the logo, as you can see on my shirt, there's 3 different circles:
Yep.
sacrifice, hard work, and dedication. Those 3 tiers represents what ethics is for me and for a ton of people that I come in contact with, like how that resembles so many people. But then secondly, uh, like what I've wanted to create was me being a vegan athlete. I wanted to create something that was number one, uh, very, very good at the quality of the shoe. I wanted to create something that was top tier,
You're
something that,
vegan?
yes, I am vegan. I'm a vegan
How do you
athlete.
do that?
Yes, I do it. I do it. I'm 8 years in. 8 years in.
Just pasta bolognese, no meat.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I've been doing it. We can definitely get into it more
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
we go into the pod. But yeah, nah. So that was kind of like another piece of why I wanted to do ethics was creating a vegan basketball shoe, something that you know is like sustainable. Number one, number two, very comfortable, and then durable. Those 3 things, and also too light. I mean, I don't want to leave out light because I want something that's the best of the best.
Mm.
And so I want something to compete against I don't want to say compete against the top dogs or anything like that because that's not what I'm trying to do. But um, it's about the story. It's about the message. It's about what we're all about. And yeah, I think that when people really get a chance to understand what I'm doing and understand like the quality of the shoes that I've kind of put in the marketplace and what we have coming,
Yeah.
it's going to be special. It's going to be truly special. And I mean, obviously, you can see, a lot of athletes are starting to think about it, trying to figure out how do I kind of get into the next, I guess you say, phase of their careers. A lot of people are like, hey, look, I want to be able to be a creative director or a creative designer or whatever the case may be. And some of the big brands don't give you that opportunity. But when you're
Right.
part of something small and something that's growing from the ground up, you can kind of do it. So I'm just very excited about where the shoe industry is going.
So when you and your wife Sabrina sat down and were like, let's make a basketball shoe, is the next thing, okay, um, how much money do we need to like incorporate and then where's our manufacturing and like how we're gonna design it? Like how did
No,
you
that,
actually
that 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 wasn't the first conversation at all. The first
okay.
conversation was, "Oh, what are you talking about? What are we doing? We're not doing that. Let's shut that down right away." That
Okay.
was the first conversation. But things have changed. Things have definitely grown over these last couple of years, and
It sounds like you convinced her a little bit.
I convinced her. I convinced her. I don't want to say it's been a smooth ride. It's been a lot of ups and downs, but
Sure.
yeah, no, it's been a fun ride. Understanding the dynamic of like where we're at and where we're going and what we're creating, and I'm just like I said, I'm excited about what's to come. I'm really
I
excited.
we don't sugarcoat anything on here, man. And I understand when people come on this audience and they don't want to publicly, entrepreneurship is so fucking tough.
It's
And
tough.
like building a company, doing this podcast, like it is so difficult to build something people want. And, here it's a safe space to like really dive in on this journey. And I think for you, like competing against huge incumbent consumer brands, so many things have to go right and correct. And I'm sure your learning curve of entrepreneurship, you're just getting a crash course in how to build and scale a consumer brand.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and I would say that right now for us as a brand is scaling. That's the next step, and I'll say this from my brand thus far. I think we've bootstrapped it thus far, and
Nice.
now as we kind of go into this next phase, like I've been mentioning, is like how do we scale this thing? How do we
Yeah.
get the right people that want to be involved and they want to get behind something special, something that we're building. So yeah, now this is all to all the investors, all the people out there that want to be, a part of something special, be a part of something that is going to change the game. And this is not just my dream. I don't want to say this is my dream to do this, but this is something that will be able to impact the next generation of basketball players, and it's exciting. It's truly
I
exciting.
I I sense a little like soft, open for fundraising announcement, which
Yes, yes.
oh man, I'm tempted to dive in that immediately, but I want to really learn about how did you source, what manufacturing warehouse or plant is designing the shoe? Like where
Mhm.
is it? Like where is the ethics HQ at, and where are these shoes being made?
So currently, we have two different factories. We're working on a third right now that we're trying to figure out like where to put it at. Our first South America was one thing that we kind of like wanted to kind of hit on the ground. We do have some pieces that do come from China, but we were able to find a great warehouse slash factory that understood the dynamic of like we want to be ethically made. We don't want to just say, hey, look, we want to be in what everybody else is thinking. Like, hey, look, oh man, like, oh, you over
Bunch
there?
of young
Yeah,
children making the shoes. Yeah,
exactly,
I
exactly.
can.
And that
Yeah,
was like our biggest goal was like, let's not start with that. That's number one. We're not starting with that. And so being able to be a part of a factory that doesn't do that was key with us. And so we made sure, hey, look, let's get the product that we're getting behind, make sure everything is ethically made, ethically sound. And as you can see, if you were able to go on our website, ethicsthebrand.com, and see the site, see the shoes, everything is hand stitched, handmade. It's like basically from the ground up. And that's what we wanted to hit with the nostalgia of like, yes, we can go out and find plastics and different things like that and just put a shoe together and say, hey, we're in the marketplace. But something different is like, hey, being hand stitched, handmade, and also too understanding the sustainability of a shoe that everybody just, I don't know, it's not making the same quality no more. The quality has changed, and
yeah,
I'm so enamored by how the marketplace doesn't understand that people. I don't want to say people don't realize the quality of the shoes anymore, but the shoes don't last as long as they used to. They used to last so much longer. You used to get so much better feel. Your feet was
yeah.
at a whole different place. So that was just something that I was like so like just intrigued by. So that was really something special that I wanted to go into about building a shoe.
Man, you know what I thought was the peak of hoop shoes? Remember when Nike came out with the Hyper Rises and they had the Flywire
Yes,
technology?
yes,
Where are
yes,
those days? Can we bring those back? Like, I love
man.
those shoes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everybody has their nostalgic moment with
Yeah,
shoes.
sure, sure. Maybe I'm
And
biased.
no, but it's
But
okay though, because it makes it make shoes so much fun because that was like our childhood. It was like
yeah, it
shoes
was.
made
It
you
was.
it made you like love the brands and love what they're all about. But something changed. Something changed along the way, and I mean I understand like every brand and every person has to evolve, and I understand that, but I'm still stuck in that wave of like, hey, I want to be able to create something special for not just for myself to play basketball in because I'm able to be one of the wear testers that are wearing the shoes, and we have a ton of other people that are going to be wearing the shoes in this wear tester stage that we're in. But I want to be able to build something that I can leave a legacy for my kids, like my son, my daughter, be able to have something that they can impact the next generation of kids and young adults when they do get up in that age.
Yeah, and I've seen some of your prototypes, man. The shoe is first of all, it's gotta look dope.
Yep.
The shoes you put out have looked really dope, man. They have different colorways. They feel very light. You also mentioned the sustainability aspect, which I appreciate you touching on because I think I appreciate that. I like to know that my shoes weren't made by a child slave. To
Yeah. Yeah.
put it very bluntly, um, you know they're they're light, comfortable, bouncy. Talk about the process of designing these prototypes, man. Are you, if I were to picture Langston, where are you in a boardroom and a whiteboard drawing up stuff with your team, or like how do you guys come up with literally making the shoe? That seems like very tough.
Yeah, we've actually myself and my designer and Sabrina as well. We've all had our own kind of pickings and what we've liked, what we don't like, what we want to add, what we want to subtract. And I think that the biggest thing that we've kind of come to a consensus was, like I said, was the lightness. Like everybody in the basketball industry wants a shoe that's light.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, because
but at the same time
I don't got that
too,
much hops. I need everything I can
yeah,
get to get a bang
you
out. You know what I mean? I
you
need
need
it.
everything. You need everything you can. At least touch the net. I mean, obviously,
slap the
yeah.
slap the backboard. Get a little backboard touch, please.
But yeah. So that's where I was like, all right, that's number one. We create something light, then we build out of like how we want to kind of make it make sense on the patterns and what we want to create of like the brand, like what is the ethos of our brand. And it's like it's what's in you. It's the fire within you, and that's where we're at right now with our brand. Is like we're creating something special, and it's all about what's inside you. What's going to be able to what are you going? What is going to take to pull all that out of you? What is that going to take? And so that's what I'm really excited about. Like, hey, what we're building, where we came from, and where we're going at now is like really exciting because we know that the more and more people that get behind us and the more and more people see what we started at and where we're going, it's two totally different lanes, and we're really excited about building.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we talk about consumer products, and the ones that are super successful, what is tied to it is a genius marketing strategy. So,
Yes.
Langston, my next question is like, how do you think about marketing as an early stage entrepreneur? I've seen some videos of you obviously dribbling with the shoe, and we've seen, we'll plug some of that stuff, on our pod so people can kind of see, some of that stuff you guys have made. How do you think about marketing ethics?
So that's been my whole goal. I guess you say this last, I probably say what, 4 or 5 months now, because I was, like I said, you mentioned it earlier, I was with USA, and it kind of was perfect unveiling of like what I was doing. So shoot three actually got to me early. I was able to start, putting my fillers out there. People starting to touch the shoe, other athletes that are in my space, and they were like, wow, this is light. Oh, I like it. Wow, the traction, like, the different things like that. Like, so number one, that was the kind of like the eye test. It's like, hey, you want to make sure that not just myself, but other athletes can see the shoe and they understand, wow, you're doing something. Okay, I love what you're doing. It's not bulky. It's not too just generic. It's different. It's something different. It sticks out. That's number one. Number two,
Hmm.
with our marketing plan going forward, is like I just mentioned, we want to be able to put the shoes in wear testers' hands, be able to put it to different athletes from youth, middle school, high school, college, men and women,
Podcasters,
at
I'm happy to,
podcasters.
I'm happy
Yes,
to
we,
try it
we
out.
would we would we would love to send you a pair and get you to wear test it and check it out.
Matt wants one as well.
Just let me know a size. Let me know a size. So just text me. Let me know a size. I'll make sure I get it out to you. And
Okay.
so that's going to be our kind of marketing plan and our marketing pitch. It's like as we're getting ready to launch Shoot Three, we want to do our own due diligence and be able to put into the, I don't want to say consumer, but I want to say our own like kind of space, and let people just give us their feedback. And so that's going to be our first marketing kind of like play. It's like we can be able to have the audio of, say, you have the shoes on and you're talking about this is good, this isn't good, change this, add this. That's going to be our own just ambiance of like what we're building, like our own community. Like we want to be able
Yeah.
to like say, hey, look, our community is building from within, and then we can kind of build out to more and more people. And so that's our only goal right now as a brand of like our marketing and what we want to focus on. And then as we move forward into the bigger and better things, it'll be simple. It's not going to be very complicated. We don't want to blur the lines or anything. We want to be able to be concise, straight to the point. You know what it's all about. It's
Yeah.
either you're going to be with the brand or you're not going to be with the brand. So it's pretty simple.
I think a lot of conventional wisdom will say when you make a product so good, you know the product's good because people tell their friends.
Yes.
And I think we've seen a lot of stuff where a lot of consumer stuff where when it works, either it's a chocolate bar or it's a beverage or shoes. Hey man, oh, these shoes are dope, bro. Where'd you get those? Oh, these are ethics. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like I feel great when I hoop in them. Um, you always get this question asked at the gym. How those feel? You like
Yep.
hooping in them? And that answer is your marketing tactic, or it's your
Yes.
your killer. And
Yes.
depending on how they feel about it.
And that's what you
Um,
want. That's what you want. You want to know right from the jump. You don't want to go into something and just say, we got to scratch it. We're a year in. No, you want to be from the jump. Like you want to know if it's good or bad right from the jump, and you can't feed around the bush and try to act like, all right, well, we're gonna change this. No, you want to know right then and there. Hey, is it good or bad? Tell me. Give me the honest answer.
yeah, no, absolutely. What has been what's the toughest part about this whole entrepreneurship stuff for you?
It's tedious. I will say that it's very tedious. It's a lot of day in day out of like calls. Say I'm on another time zone now, so it might be 9 o'clock at night, and I'm on a call to talk about what's our next play, or hey, our next wear tester just got the shoes. So it's like it is a tedious thing because I want to spend time with my family. I want to be able to do this, that, and the third, but I have to be able to take some time out every single day and do my due diligence and be able to, hey, push the brand forward in some way, some way, capacity.
What would you say your role is on the ethics team? Are you, just the fundraiser, the marketer? Like what's your role? What would you say your role is?
I would say I'm a trick of all trades. I'll say that I'm the
Okay.
wear tester. I
Okay.
am the founder.
Yep.
I am the fundraiser right now. I
Yep.
am sponsorship deck when it comes to teams and pushing it towards
Mm,
them.
yeah.
I do it all, but I don't want to take the big things that my team that is doing, like my wife, what she does, my designer, and what he's doing. Like they have done so much that goes under the table because they are the background, but I'm just the face right now. But I'm like trying to figure out how do I not just make it my face and say ethics is connected to Langston Galloway, but ethics is its own monster and it's kind of going on its own. But you understand the dynamic of like what is ethics and what it's all about. So yeah, that's truly me as I guess you say as an entrepreneur, and what we're trying to build as a brand for ethics.
What would you sign an NBA All Star to ethics if they're
I,
with it?
I was very close. I will say that I was very close
Oh,
to
you were
signing
close.
a few have definitely come very close to signing with ethics. But I think it's the right timing for everything. And when the timing does come, and somebody does sign with it, you'll be the first one to know. I will definitely, keep you guys up to date with what's going
Hey,
on.
let us know. We can definitely co-announce
Yes.
if that's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's I'm sure when you're talking to an NBA All-Star about wearing your shoe, you're not talking to him actually as much as you are with the agents or the brand
Yes.
managers and
Yes.
figuring that out. I'm sure you have representation yourself. You're
Mhm.
not self-repped, are you? You have an agent yourself, right?
Yeah, I have an agent. Yep, I
Okay.
have an agent.
You have an agent. you being around, it's different, right? When you're actually the business owner trying to talk to an agent, trying to get the deal done, it's a different dynamic.
Very different dynamic. Everybody wants something free. Everybody wants a handout. You know, it's a lot of like I said, the ebbs and flows of it all. But it's fun. It's fun because it really makes you think about yourself. I mean, obviously myself because I'm an athlete as well, but at the same time too, it makes you have all your ducks in a row. Because if you don't have everything all together, that means, hey, look, something's not right. Something's gonna fall through the cracks. So it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's tough, and I'm it it really feels like a relationship driven business, and for you, you're like the real deal, but also you're like undercover entrepreneur, like at the Olympics, like yo, like this is comfy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, yeah, nah, and that's what's fun about it because it's like you can kind of like play with both hats. You know, you can kind of have the hat on 1 minute, take it off, put it back on. Like it's a lot of moving chairs, but it's like I said, it's fun. It truly is fun. I haven't lost any sleep over it because of how fun it's been, but
Yeah,
it also is stressful though too because of like I want it to be I want it to be successful. Like I'm a very competitive person, uh, and that's why I've been my career has gone so long because I'm so competitive. But I want this to work too. I want this to be just as good as I've been on the court, just as good as I'm off the court, and being ethics said, I want this to work. So yeah.
you ever had a situation or situations where people are like, don't take you seriously because they probably think, oh, he's just a hooper, like messing around with a passion project. Like I know you're for real, but I'm sure do you ever get that pushback?
I haven't got that pushback, not in person. I think that it does happen behind closed doors, but not in person though. I don't think people are. I don't think they
It's
have the
good.
balls
That's
to do it. Yeah, they don't have the balls to do it. I don't think so. But
Well, they're never gonna
it,
tell you. They're never gonna tell you, Langston, you can't make a shoe
right, right.
while playing. They're gonna say something like,
He's
"We'll
not
circle
focused. He's
back,"
not focused. Yeah, he's not focused or something like that. They'll come up with another line to say, which is understandable.
or they'll
Understandable.
say, "I'll circle back later." Let
Yeah,
me. Oh, and I'm
yeah.
going on vacation. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you all the investor excuses. That like I think when you go and raise money, um, investors are incredible at telling you no
Yep.
without actually saying no.
That's right. That's right. That's
Well,
right.
you're an
Which is
investor
good.
yourself, but
Yes, I'm investing myself, and
so you know.
I understand. I understand, and I've had my fair share of. Hey, I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna talk to my team, and different things like that to come up with ideas to get off the phone. But yeah, now it's my turn to see all these people that circle to me. Now I'm gonna circle back to them and say, hey, look, I gave you some money. Hey, I need the money back. Hey, give me some. Hey, talk to me.
If you talk to someone, they say, "Let me talk to my team," just hang it up. It's not happening.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I said, dang, that's what I said. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, now you're getting a taste of your own medicine when
Yes.
someone pitches you stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
What what's your favorite non-hooping shoe that you like to wear? Not in your category.
Asics. Asics are probably my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah, Asics are my favorite. Yeah, for sure.
okay.
I work out in them. I'm actually hoping one day I have a walk around shoe slash training shoe, but not right now. Like we haven't really gotten into that kind of like uh kind of thinking process, but because that's a
Yeah.
whole different ball game, and
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
different space that I don't want to even get involved in. But yeah, no, that's definitely the goal for sure.
Damn, I thought you were gonna say like Louis V or something. You went right for
No, no,
the
no, 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 no.
yeah. I like that a lot. No, that's dope. Okay. 5 years from now, where do you see ethics?
Ethics, man, I have some big goals that I've set out in my mind that I want to do. I really want ethics to be a household name, and not in the capacity of like on a day to day, everybody knows about ethics, but like with everything that's going on right now, and I've kind of put some big things into the movement, and I'm gonna say it right now so that way it's in the space. But with the way basketball is going,
Yeah.
you know, I'll say that the one-on-one circuit is like becoming something bigger, which is crazy to say, but it's bigger than NBA basketball now. Like there's so many people following, like, what's going on in the one-on-one space and
Like the ball
the
is life one-on-one stuff and
two-on-two.
big three type stuff.
Yes. Like all that's
Yeah.
like kind of blowing up right now, and I've really been just keep my ear to the ground with a lot of stuff that's going on in those spaces, and it'd be great, like I said, to sign somebody on an NBA scale. But the next best thing is like people that can kind of I can reach people that I mean, obviously I can reach NBA player because I played, but the people that have come from where I come, it's like you start out trying to just gain your stripes, and I think that's where a lot of athletes now are like gaining their stripes on your day to day, playing on the parks, and different things like that. So now I'm excited. I'm excited about where I can see the shoes being, and yes, like the NBA court would be great to be able to be in, but I really see that it can impact a whole different genre of people that understand and want to, I would say, take basketball, the the passion and the the lifeline of like what basketball like kind of started with, and it's just like your ethics, the beginning of like what made you just want to play basketball, what made you want to just be who you are and go out there and be you, because you can't be nothing but you, and you got to be the best you can be. And so that's what I'm really excited about, like just pushing that model towards so many people now.
You're old school.
Yeah,
I could tell.
very old
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
not,
know if that's a good or bad thing, but
I,
I'll say
I,
that.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah,
It depends on the context.
right.
But all right, last thing. So what's a perfect ideal investor for ethics? And it's okay if you don't have the answer.
I won't say I have the answer right now, but I
Okay.
will say this. I think the perfect investor for me is just somebody that is open to the idea of getting behind a vegan performance basketball shoe, because of what we're creating is something that's different. There's nobody else in our space. It's unique. Obviously, yes, there's a ton of other basketball shoes that are in the marketplace. But what we're creating is something that, like I've mentioned, sustainable, comfortable, but also too, it is something that will be different. And I know that people will get behind it when they try it out and really enjoy what they see and what they kind of put on their feet. It's really going to be something special. So I'm truly excited about where our investors are getting behind us, but it's just the beginning. Like I said, it's just the beginning, and I'm excited about learning more how to pitch on a day to day, because I know that's going to be my next goal. Is like, hey, look, what is the pitch every single day? Because I know I'm going to be having a lot of calls and a lot of people that want to be a part of it, but I got also too got to do my due diligence and make sure that people understand of where we started at and where we're going, where we're headed to. So
For sure. Different vegan performance shoe from the man himself, Langston Galloway. Thank you so much for joining the podcast. This has been another episode of the Athletes and Assets podcast. I've been your host, Noah Lack. We just chatted with Langston Galloway, professional basketball player in Italy, selling shoes to the Italian kids and giving them some exposure. But I can't wait to see where the brand goes, man. And everyone, be on the lookout down the line for maybe an Athletes and Assets ethics collab. Oh my, it rolls off the tongue.
there we go.
Chat soon. I appreciate it.